Thank you, Wendy. Something like 23 degrees right now, but you know what? It's going to be so nice today.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and a wonderful time to talk about, of all things, sports and maybe even a little baseball this morning. Good morning, Father Matt Frisbee.
Good morning, Dave and Ron. Good to be with you this morning. And, President's Day weekend, on one level, it's kind of a dead sports period as we have no football to talk about. And, of course, that consumes most of our time talking. Wendy talked about it yesterday. I saw the very last lap of the Daytona 500. Some people could question, is that a sport? Are they athletes? Who knows?
And then there's driving and an air show at the same time. So
yeah, that's right. So, so we had that. And, of course, Dave, I'm sure you watched with great interest and focus on Sunday, the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think they scored 400 points each.
It sure did seem like it,
It literally was 200 points apiece.
It's like the home run derby.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Don't care to watch it, yeah.
Lots of defense. And with the NBA, I've been told the Cavs have won a lot of games lately. I think they might be second in the East or something like that. I wouldn't know either because I have not watched nor kept close attention to that. But on the theme of basketball, and we'll get to baseball, but it should be noted, the Ohio State Buckeyes, the men's team, and the women are having a heck of a season too. I think they're ranked like number 2 or something like that in the country. They beat Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark just, beat the scoring record a couple weeks ago. But the men's team for Ohio State was the huge upset of the number 2 Purdue Boilermakers at Value City Arena. And that's after they fired their coach, Chris Holtman, So Jake Diebler of the Diebler family, interim head coach, first game, big upset victory. So
and big news, he is now retired. He said he wants to go out on top.
I'm just that'd be kind of tempting,
Yeah, right. I beat the number 2 team in the country. I'm done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll see. I don't know if the Buckeyes are going to make it into the NCAA tournament. I would have to think that they just about would have to win the Big Ten tournament to get in because they've had a lousy season here, especially once they got into Big Ten play. They never won a game, I think, on the road. So it's been a tough season for them. But maybe this will turn things around. Who knows?
I have
One
high
can
hopes.
hope, yeah.
Yeah.
Spring training underway, Father. Cleveland looking, they're saying 23rd out of the 30 teams in the MLB. That's kind of where they're sitting, but it's a little early to predict such things.
Yeah, it's hard to say where they'll end up here as we kind of look at frost on the ground here. It's hard to think of baseball, but Cleveland, they're down in Arizona, Goodyear, Arizona for spring training. Pitchers and catchers have reported, so that's all underway. And, think about what they will look like this year. Who knows? New manager, Stephen Vogt, as their new manager. And they've got their pitching staff coming back. Shane Bieber, their ace, who they've kind of tried trading the last year or so, but hasn't been able to. And, apparently his velocity is up on his fastball, so that might be a sign of things to come. But, their pitching staff is back, and it all comes down to, as we said last year too, their ability to hit the ball. They were not a power team last year.
I think it's encouraging to see that many of the players that they didn't have to report as early as they did. They all came early, most of them anyway. So there's some cohesion on the team that's got to be helpful. And when you got Tristan McKenzie back and you got Shane Bieber back, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an optimist, but I think those are good signs.
Well, and certainly, and I think that's a little bit of a, Tito certainly built a cohesive team, and that's why they always did so well. Tito could account for about 5 wins, it always seems. And their new manager, Stephen Vogt, highly, highly regarded, even though he's a first-time manager. They just really like his personality and believe that he can kind of bring that same thing that Tito did. So we'll see that. But it is a matter, can they hit the ball? And they're really hoping on some of these prospects. There's that Kyle Manzardo, I think is his last name, who they got in the Savali trade from last year. I think they really like him. And, of course, Jose Ramirez. Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez, Bo Naylor, I think those are three guys they'll really be relying on this year. And Stephen Kwan, of course, but he does not hit homers at all. So we'll see as the season unfolds. It's hard for me to get into baseball completely until we get to opening day, but it should be noted already now, the Indians Guardians home opener is April 8th.
Yeah.
So that's opening day of baseball, but that's their home opener.
And that's after the eclipse, right?
Coincide with the eclipse.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, just a minute left. I want to jump into the Cleveland Browns for just a minute. Speaking of having to report Deshaun Watson, that's kind of a subtle jab at his legal issues before. But anyway, lots of rumors with Deshaun Watson and with Justin Fields possibly in conversation. Also, Joe Flacco, is he going to remain on the team or go to the open market? Any thoughts on that quickly?
Well, Joe Flacco certainly likes Cleveland. I think he'd be okay coming back as kind of that backup role again. And who knows with Watson?
Yeah.
Thank you, Father Matt. Appreciate that. Have a wonderful day.
God bless.
We'll be right back.